how would you sketch this algebraic fraction on a graph? In school, I remember I learned how to sketch linear functions, quadratic functions, but whenever a question about an algebraic fraction came up, I was left without any kind of visualization or about what the graph actually looks like. And now I want to show you exactly how you can visualize and see on a graph what these algebraic fractions look like. And we're going to look at this from first principles, so just thinking it through logically, step by step. So the first part helps in visualizing your graph is figuring out what are the key points. So what is the x-axis intercept and the y-axis intercept? And we can figure the x-axis intercept out by setting y equal to 0. And when we multiply both sides by 3x plus 2 here, we just find that x minus 2 equals 0, so x would equal 2. And that is our x-axis intercept. And when we can figure out our y-axis intercept by setting x equal to 0, and then we're just left with minus 2 over 3, and we've got our y-axis intercept. So we know that our graph is going to go through both of these points. But that doesn't tell us much about the shape of the graph and where it's going to go next. So we need some more information here too. So we need to know when the graph is going to be positive and when it's going to be negative. And we know that for this fraction, if both the numerator and the denominator are positive, then this overall fraction is positive. And when the numerator and the denominator have opposite signs, when one is positive and the other is negative, that is when our overall fraction is going to be negative and we are below the x-axis here. So looking at these two parts, we can see, well, if x is greater than 0, then both the numerator and the denominator will always be positive. It's going to be somewhere up here on our graph. When x is less than 2, let's just figure it out. 3 plus 2x has to be greater than 0. So x is going to be greater than negative 3 over 2. So in this range, our numerator will be negative and our denominator will be positive. So in this range, our fraction is negative. And then when x is less than negative 3 over 2, well then both the numerator and the denominator are negative and overall fraction is positive. Now, we also need to look at what happens when the denominator is close to 0, because we can't let the denominator equal 0 because then the whole fraction would be undefined. So we have an asymptote at this point here when x is equal to negative 3 over 2. And as we get closer to this asymptote from the positive direction, our fraction is going to become a very big negative number because we worked out that the whole thing is going to be negative, and as it gets closer to the asymptote, this is going to get closer to 0, which means our overall fraction is going to get much larger. And when x is slightly less than negative 3 over 2, again the denominator is going to be close to 0, but now because both the numerator and the denominator are negative, the fraction is going to be a very large positive number, and so it's going to come down from infinity here. Now we would also have a horizontal asymptote here, but also that's something that I'm going to leave to another video. And I hope you like this. And if you want to follow to find out exactly how we figure out this horizontal asymptote, that would be a good idea.